yeah, Ray, you still here? Ray! Ray, darling. Ray! Niels, why you gotta be such a smart aleck? So, which story should we read first? Right to left. Okay, you want to save the tongue twisters for last, don't you? Yeah, right. Angel, what are you doing? Throwing balls all over the place. Oh my gosh, Melody, you're a Teletubby! Okay, I don't know what Angel is doing, but I'm officially not aware of it, so no witnesses. 7 more minutes. Angel? Angel Marie Farina. Don't make me say the special word. See, Niels knows the special word too. If you guys have any friends you want to TP in, you can. We're just waiting for people to show up before we get started. Rainbow fish! Yeah! Yeah, you tell her, Niels. Go ground her. Okay, so the first story we're reading is Rainbow Fish and Friends, a fishy story. Oh, I love rainbow fish. The pictures are always so pretty. Rainbow Fish and his friends floated into the school cave. "Attention, little fish," said Mrs. Cattle. "This morning a new friend will join us. Her name is Angel, and her family has just moved here from the western waters." Puffer waved his fin wildly. "I've been all over the western waters." "Really?" said Mrs. Cuddle. "I'd love to hear about it. Will you share your story with us?" Well, look, he blew up. "You've never seen anything like it," said Puffer. "That does sound interesting," said Miss Cuddle. "But could you be a bit more specific?" "The water is this weird, purple blue," he said. "And the plants are so huge. They go from the ocean floor all the way to the surface, and the rocks are in crazy gigantic stacks. They think maybe that some giant lobsters piled them up a long, long time ago." "Really?" said Miss Cuddle. "Well, that's all we have time for now. I see our new friend is here." Miss Cuddle asked Angel to tell the class about herself in the western waters. "Well, the water is a dreamy green and is absolutely crystal clear, so you can see for miles and miles." "I thought the water was purple blue," said Rainbow Fish. Angel shook her head no. The whole class turned to Puffer. "I meant at sunset," he cried. "The water goes all purple." Miss Cuddle put her tentacle around Puffer. "I love a good story," she said, And I can see you do too. Thank you for the tall tale, Puffer. After lunch, all the fish went to play near the sunken ship. Come on, Rainbow Fish invited Angel. We'll show you around. Hey, Puffer, said Tug. Tell Angel how the ship sunk. Everyone loved the story Puffer had told them of how the ship had come to rest outside the school cave. They all circled around him, chanting, Tell! Tell! It was a dark and stormy night, began Puffer, and the captain of the ship knew they were carrying too heavy a load. If they were going to ride out the storm, they would have to lighten the load, so he gave the command. Throw the cargo overboard, Angel chimed in. Sorry, Puffer. I loved that part. Go on, tell the rest. How did you know that? Asked Rainbow Fish. It's a famous story, said Angel, about a sunken ship in the Butterfly Reef. We lived there when I was little. But Puffer, said Tug, you said that it happened here. Maybe it's the same ship, suggested Pearl. Yeah, right, said Spike. Maybe it drifted here, said Rusty, worried that his friends might start fighting. The prevailing currents go the other way, said Dinah. A ship in the Butterfly Reef could never drift here, not in a million years. Puffer, what's the story? Asked Rainbow Fish. The real story. While everyone waited for an explanation, Miss Cuddle rang the bell. Puffer was first into the cave. Let's look at the world of the oyster beds, said Miss Cuddle that afternoon. Has anyone ever been to this fascinating place? Angel said, I have. Me too, added Puffer. We go there all the time. Splendid, said Miss Cuddle. I want to learn all about it. Angel, will you go first, please? They're quite beautiful, said Angel. There are oysters as far as the eye can see, and if even the teeniest, tiniest little grain of sand gets inside an oyster, it makes a pearl. The only problem is, it's terribly difficult to find a pearl. I looked and never found a single one. I found a pearl, Puffer said. I found a whole bunch, hundreds. Miss Cuddle smiled. Look at my 8 tentacles, Puffer. Now let's try to imagine 12 octopuses. We would have 96 tentacles all together, almost 100. So how many pearls did you see? Well, maybe it was more like 10 or 9 or 8. Maybe it was a big lie, said Rainbow Fish, and the others agreed. They were sure Puffer hadn't found any pearls. They were sure he'd never even been to the oyster beds. But I did go, cried Puffer. I really did. Oh, right, said Rosie. In your dreams. That's enough, said Miss Cuddle. Maybe Puffer's imagination carried him away about the number of pearls, but if he says he went there, then he did. Class dismissed. The next day, Miss Cuddle asked if anyone had anything for show and tell. I do, said Puffer. Everyone groaned. Then Puffer held up something in front of the class. It's so shiny, said Rainbow Fish. It's huge, said Spike. It's true, said Pearl. You really did find a pearl. Angel told Puffer it was the most beautiful pearl she'd ever seen. You mean it? He asked. You've seen so many. I bet you're exaggerating. I'm not. You're the one who does that, she joked. Puffer smiled. You're right, he said. "I'm the biggest exaggerator there is." "Want to come over after school?" she asked. "I've got a fabulous book of sea stories we could look at." "The one with the sunken ship story?" asked Puffer. "I've read it 1,000,000 times. I'd love to come over." The end. What do you guys think of that book? Okay, our next story is Cinderella. I'm sure all of you guys know the story of Cinderella, right? Once upon a time, in a far-off land, there lived a kindly gentleman. He had a fine home and a lovely little daughter, and he gave her all that money could buy: a pony of her own, a funny puppy dog, and beautiful dresses to wear. But the little girl had no mother. She did wish for a mother and for other children to play with, so her father married a woman with 2 daughters. Now, with a new mother and sisters, he thought his little daughter had everything to make her happy. You want me to change the character's name to Sabirelli? But alas, the kindly gentleman soon died. His fine home fell into disrepair, and his second wife was harsh and cold. She cared only for her own 2 ugly daughters. To her lovely stepdaughter, she was cruel as cruel could be. Everyone called the stepdaughter Sabirella, for she had to work hard. She was dressed in rags, and she sat by the cinders to keep herself warm. Her horse grew old, locked up in the barn, and her dog was not allowed in the house. But do you suppose Sabirella was sad? Not a bit. She made friends with the birds who flew to her windowsill. She made friends with the barnyard chickens and geese. And her best friends of all were, guess who? The mice. The musty old house was full of mice. Their homes were in the garret where Cinderella lived. Oh, sorry, Sabirella. She made little clothes for them and gave them all names, and they thought Sabirella was the sweetest and most beautiful girl in the world. Every morning her friends, the mice and birds, woke Sabirella from her dreams. Then it was breakfast time for the household, with Sabirella doing all the work, of course. Out on the back steps she set a bowl of milk for the stepmother's disagreeable cat, who watched for his chance to catch the mice. The faithful dog had a tasty bone. There was grain for the chickens and ducks and geese, and Sabirella gave some grain to the mice when they were out of reach of the cat, of course. Then back into the house she went. Up the long stairway she carried breakfast trays for her stepmother and her 2 lazy stepsisters. And down she came with a basket of mending, some clothes to wash, and a long list of jobs to do for the day. "Now let me see," her stepmother would say. "You can change the large carpet in the main hall, and wash all the windows, upstairs and down. Scrub the terrace, sweep the stairs, and then you may rest." "Oh," said Sabirella. "Yes," and off to work she went. Now across the town from Sabirella's home was the palace of the king, and in the king's study one day sat the king himself, giving orders to the great Grand Duke. "The prince must marry," said the king. "It is high time." "But your majesty, what can we do?" asked the duke. "First he must fall in love." "We can arrange that," said the king. "We shall give a great ball this very night and invite every girl in the land." I'm not very good at doing male voices. There was great excitement at Sabirella's home when the invitations to the king's ball came. "How delightful!" the stepsisters said to each other. "We are going to the palace to the ball, and I, said Savierella. I am invited too. Oh, you, laughed the stepsisters. Yes, you, mocked the stepmother. Of course you may go, if you finish your work, she said, and if you have something suitable to wear. I said, if. And she smiled a horrid smile. Savierella worked as hard as she could all day long. But when it was time to leave for the ball, she had not had a moment to fix herself up or to give a thought to a dress. Angel, could you not do that? It's distracting me. Why, Savierella, you are not ready, said her stepmother, when the coach was at the door. No, I am not going, said Savierella sadly. Not going? Oh, what a shame, the stepmother said with a mocking smile. But there will be other balls. Poor Savierella. She went to her room and sank sadly down, but with her head in her hands. But a twittering sound soon made her turn around. Her little friends had not forgotten her. They had been scampering and flying about, fixing a party dress for her. Oh, how lovely, she cried. I can't thank you enough. She told all the birds and the mice. She looked out the window. The coach was still there. So she started to dress for the ball. Wait, cried Savierella. I'm coming too. She ran down the long stairway just as the stepmother was giving her daughter some last commands. They all turned at the sound of her voice and stared. My beads, cried one stepsister. And my ribbon, cried the other, snatching off Savierella's sash. And those bows, you thief, those are mine. So they pulled and they ripped and they tore the dress until Savierella was in rags once more. And then they flounced off to the ball. Poor Savierella! She ran to the garden behind the house, and there she sank down on a low stone bench and wept as if her heart would break. But soon she felt someone beside her. She looked up, and through her tears she saw a sweet-faced little woman. Oh, said Savierella. Good evening. Who are you? I am your fairy godmother, said the little woman, and from the thin air she pulled a magic wand. Now, dry your tears. You can't go to the ball looking like that. Let's see now. The first thing you will need is a pumpkin, the fairy godmother said. Savierella did not understand, but she brought the pumpkin. And now for the magic words. Salaga doola minchika boola bibbidi bobbidi boo. Slowly up reared the pumpkin on its pumpkin vine, and it turned into a handsome magic coach. What we need next is some fine big mice. Savierella brought her friends the mice, and at the touch of the wand they turned into prancing horses. Then the old horse became a fine coachman, and Bruno, the dog, turned into a footman at the touch of the wand, and a bibbidi-bobbidi-boo. There, said the fairy godmother. Now hop in, child. You've got no time to waste. The magic only lasts till midnight. But my dress, Savierella looked at her rags. Good heavens, child, laughed the fairy godmother. Of course you can't go in that. Bibbidi-bobbidi-boo. The wand waved again, and there stood Savierella in the most beautiful gown in the world, with tiny slippers of glass. The prince's ball was under way. The palace was blazing with lights. The ballroom gleamed with silk and jewels, and the prince smiled and bowed, but still looked bored, as all the young ladies of the kingdom in turn curtsied before him. Up above on the balcony stood the king and the duke, looking on. "Whatever is the matter with the prince?" cried the king. "He doesn't seem to care for those beautiful maidens." "I feared as much," the duke said with a sigh. "The prince is not one to fall in love at first sight." But just at that moment he did, for at that moment Gabriella appeared at the doorway of the ballroom. The prince caught sight of her through the crowd, and like one in a dream he walked to her side and offered her his arm. Quickly the king beckoned to the musicians, and they struck up a dreamy waltz. The prince and Gabriella swirled off in the dance, and the king, chuckled over the success of his plan to find a bride for the prince, went happily off to bed. All evening the prince never left Gabriella's side. They danced every dance, they ate supper together, and Gabriella had such a wonderful time that she quite forgot the fairy godmother's warning until the clock in the palace tower began to strike midnight. Bong! Bong! The clock struck. "Oh!" cried Gabriella. The magic was about to end. Without a word, she ran from the ballroom, down the long palace hall, and out the door. One of her little glass slippers flew off, but she could not stop. She leapt into her coach, and away they raced for home. But as they rounded the first corner, the clock finished its strokes. The spell was broken, and there in the street stood an old horse, a dog, and a ragged girl, staring at a small, round pumpkin. About them some mice ran chattering. "Glass slipper!" the mice cried. "Glass slipper!" And Gabriella looked down. Sure enough, there was a glass slipper on the pavement. "Oh, thank you, godmother," she said. "Cupcakes for supper, huh?" Next morning, there was great excitement in the palace. The king was furious when he found that the duke had let the beautiful girl slip away. "All we could find was this one glass slipper," the duke admitted. "And now the prince says he must marry the girl whom this slipper fits, and he will not marry anyone else." "He did?" cried the king. "He said he would marry her? Well, then find her! Scour the kingdom, but find that girl!" All day and all night the Grand Duke with his servant traveled about the kingdom trying to find a foot on which the glass slipper would fit. In the morning his coach drove up before Gabriella's house. The news of the search had run on ahead, and the stepmother was busy rousing her ugly daughters and preparing them to greet the Duke. For she was determined that one of them should wear the slipper and be the prince's bride. "The prince's bride," whispered Gabriella. "I must dress too. The Duke must not find me like this." Gabriella went off to her room to dress, humming a waltzing tune. Then the stepmother suspected the truth, that Gabriella was the girl the prince was seeking. So the stepmother followed Gabriella to lock her in the room. The mice chattered a warning, but Gabriella did not hear them. She was off in a world of dreams. Then she heard the key click. The door was locked. "Please, let me out! Oh, please!" she cried. But the wicked stepmother only laughed and went away. "We will save you," said the loyal mice. "We will somehow get that key." The household was in a flurry. The Grand Duke had arrived. His servant held the glass slipper. "It is mine! It is mine!" both stepsisters cried. What was that? and each strained and pushed and tried to force her foot into the tiny glass slipper, but they failed. Meanwhile, the mice made themselves into a long, live chain. The mouse at the end dropped down into the stepmother's pocket. He popped up again with a key to Savierella's room. At once the mice hurried off with the key. Now the Grand Duke was at the door, about to leave. Suddenly, down the stairs, Savierella came flying. "Oh, wait, please," she called. "May I try the slipper on?" "Of course," said the Duke. And he called back the servant with the slipper, but the wicked stepmother tripped the boy. Away sailed the slipper, and crash! It splintered into 1,000 pieces. Oh my, said the Duke. "What can I ever tell the king?" "Never mind," said Savierella. "I have the other here." And she pulled from her pocket the other glass slipper. So off to the palace went Savierella in the king's own coach, with the happy Grand Duke by her side. The prince was delighted to see her again, and so was his father, the king. So was everyone, for this sweet and beautiful girl won the hearts of all who met her. Soon she was princess of the land, and she and her husband, the charming Prince Niels, rode to their palace in a golden coach to live happily ever after. Niels and Savvy sitting in a tree, Kissing. First comes love, then comes marriage, then comes a castle and a baby carriage. Okay, next is O say, can you say? Said a book-reading parrot named Huey, "The words in this book are all phooey. When you say them, your lips will make slips and backflips, and your tongue may end up in St. Louis. Do you like fresh fish? It's just fine at Finney's Diner. Finney also has some fresher fish that's fresher and much finer, but his best fish is the freshest fish, and Finney says with pride, the finest fish at Finney's is my freshest fish, French fried. So don't order the fresh or the fresher fish at Finney's. If you're wise, you'll say, fetch me the finest French fried freshest fish that Finney fries." I'm trying to go faster. Ah! We have a dinosaur named Den. Den's thin. Den doesn't have much skin, and the bones fall out of his left front shin. Then we all have to call the pinner, blah, 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 and then we have to call the pinner Ben, who comes with his handy shin pin bin and with a shin with a thin bin shin bin pin. Villain pins Den's skin bones. Right. Can I start over? We have a dinosaur named Den. Den's thin. Den doesn't have much skin, and the bones fall out of his left front shin. Then we have to call the pinner Blinn, who comes with his handy shin pin bin, and with a thin Blinn shin bone pin, Blinn pins Den's shin bones right back in. Whew. You love it when I screw up, don't you guys? Bedspreaders spread spreads on beds. Bedspreaders spread butters on breads. And that bedspreader better watch out how he's spreading, or that breadspreader's sure going to butter his bedding. Well, how about you come read it, Angel? As he gobbled the cakes on his plate, the greedy ape said as he ate, the greener green grapes are, the keener keen apes are. To gobble green grape cakes, they're great. Are you having trouble in saying this stuff? It's really quite easy for me. I just look at my mirror and see what I say, and then I just say what I see. You should leave your groks at home when you travel by air. If you take him along, they charge double fare. and your grox must be packed and locked up in a grox box, which costs much more than a little old fox box. It's heaps a lot cheaper to fly with your foxes than waste all your money on boxes for groxes. And what do you think costs more, a simple thimble or a single shingle? A simple thimble could cost less than a single shingle could, or would, I guess. So I think that a single shingle should cost more than the simple thimble would. If you like to eat potato chips and chew pork chops on clipper chips, I suggest that you chew a few If you like to eat potato chips and chew pork chops on clipper chips, I suggest that you chew a few chips on a chop at Skipper Zip's Clipper Chip Shop. And if your tongue is getting queasy, don't give up. The next one's easy. There are so many things that you really should know, and that's why I'm bothering to telling you so. You should know the first names of the Fudnuddler brothers, who like to pile each other on the heads of others. If you start at the top, there are Blipper and Bud, and Skipper and Jipper, and Jeffrey and Judd, and Ratio, Horace, and Hendrix and Hud, and then come Dinwoody and Denty and Dud, also Fitzsimmon and Fedric and Fudd, and Slinky, Stinky, and Stewart and Stud, and down at the bottom is poor little Lud, but if Lud ever sneezes, his name will be Mud. We have 2 ducks, one blue, one black, and when our blue duck goes quack quack, our black duck quickly quack quacks back. The quack's blue quacks make her quite a quacker, but black is a quicker quackerbacker. And speaking of quacks, reminds me of cracks and stacks and sacks and shacks and snacks. So, oh say can you say, I have cracks in my shack, I have smoke in my stack, and I think there's a snack in the sack on my back. Upon an island hard to reach, the east beast sits upon his beach. Upon the west beach sits the west beast. Each beast thinks he's the best beast. Which beast is best? Well, I thought at first that the east was best and the west was worse. Then I looked again from the west to the east, and I liked the beast on the east beach least. I'm confused. Pete Briggs Pat's pigs. Briggs Pat's pink pigs. Briggs Pat's big pigs. Don't ask me why, it doesn't matter. Pete Briggs is a pink pig, big pig patter. Pete Briggs pats his big pink pigs all day. Don't ask me why, I cannot say. Then Pete puts his patted pigs away, and it's Pete Briggs' pink pigs, big pigs, pig pen. Fritz needs Fred, and Fred needs Fritz. Fritz feeds Fred, and Fred feeds Fritz. Fred feeds Fritz with Fritzy Fred food. Fritz feeds Fred with Ritzy Fritz food. And Fritz, when fed, has often said, I'm a Fred fed Fritz. Fred's a Fritz Fred fed. How to tell a klotz from a glotz? Well, the klotz, as you will notice, has lots of black spots. The klotz is quite different with lots of black dots. But the big problem is that the spots on the glotz are about the same size as the dots on the klotz. So you first have to spot who the one with the dots is, then it's easy to tell who the klotz or the glotz is. What would you rather be when you grow up? A cop in a cop's cap, or a cupcake cook in a cupcake cook's cap, or a fat flapjacker flapper in a flapjack cap. Or if you think you don't like cops' caps, flapjack flappers, or cupcake cook caps, maybe you're the one of those choosy chaps who likes cookie captain's caps, perhaps. If I go any faster, I'm going to bite my own tongue off. More about Blinn. When Blinn comes home tired from his work pinning thins, the happiest hour of old Blinn's day begins. Mr. Blinn is the father of musical twins who tucking twin instruments under their twin chins, lull their daddy to sleep with twin Blinn violins. And oh say can you say, far away in Berlin, a musical urchin named Gretchen von Schwinn has a blue-footed, true-footed, trick-fingered, slick-fingered, six-fingered, six-stringed, 10-Schwinn mandolin. Rope soap, hoop soap. If you hope to wash soap off a rope, simply scrub it with scrope. Scrope something, and my HUD is blocking it. Okay. If you hope to wash soap off a rope, simply scrub it with scrope. Scrope is so strong that no rope is too long. But if you should wish to wash soap off a hoop, I suggest that it's best to let your whole silly souped up hoop soak and soapy Cooper super soap off hoop soap suds. Is it soap or soup? I'm so confused. Merry Christmas mush. One year we had Christmas brunch with Merry Christmas mush to munch, but I don't think you care for such. We didn't like to munch much. And speaking of Christmas, here are some great gifts to give your daddy. If your daddy's named Jim, and if Jim swims, and if Jim's slim, the perfect Christmas gift for him is to set a Slim Jim swim spins. But if your daddy's named Dwight, and he likes to look at birds at night, the gift for Dwight that might be right is a bright Dwight bird flight, night sight light. But never give your daddy a walrus. A walrus with whiskers is not a good pet, and a walrus with whiskers is worse even yet. Wait. A walrus what's a walrus? A walrus with whiskers is not a good pet, and a walrus with which whispers is worse even yet. When a walrus whispers through tough, rough, wet whiskers, your poor daddy's ear will get blispers and bliskers. And that's almost enough of such stuff for one day. One more and you're finished. Oh, say, can you say? Yes, walrus. Walrus, I'm getting this from reading this book. The storm stops when the drops starts dropping. Hey! The storm starts when the drops start dropping. When the drops stop dropping, and then the storm starts stopping. The end. Alright, we still have 15 minutes left. So, if there's another story you guys want me to read. Aw, gosh, guys, come on. Fox and Sass. Fine. Do you want me to read it from a note card or from the book? Take it slowly. This book is dangerous. Fox in Socks by Dr. Seuss. Fox, socks, box, knocks. Is that fast enough? Okay. Fox, socks, box, knocks. Knocks and box, fox and socks, knocks on fox, and socks and box. Socks on knocks and knocks and box, box and socks, and box and knocks. Well, sorry, if it's rezzing faster, you want me to go faster? You want me to wait? Just let me know when I can start reading. Chicks with bricks come, chicks with blocks come, chicks with bricks and blocks and clocks come. Look, sir, Mr. Knox, sir. Let's do tricks with bricks and blocks, sir. Let's do tricks with chicks and clocks, sir. Okay. First, make a quick trick First, I'll make a quick trick brick stack, then I'll make a quick trick block stack. You can make a quick trick chick stack, you can make a quick trick clock stack. And here's a new trick, Mr. Can't get past that first sentence. And here's a new trick, Mr. Knox. Socks on chicks and chicks and socks. Fox on blocks and flocks. And here's a new trick, Mr. Knox. Socks on chicks and fox. Fox on clocks and bricks and blocks and blocks on blocks on bricks and blocks and knocks on fox. Restart. Okay. And here's a new trick, Mr. Knox. Socks on chicks and chicks on fox. Fox on clocks and on bricks on blocks and bricks and blocks on knocks on box. Now we come to ticks and clock. Now we come to ticks and talks, sir. Try to say this, Mr. Knox, sir. Clocks on fox ticks. Clocks on knocks stack. 6 bricks tick. 6 ticks. 6 chicks talks. Please, sir, I don't like this trick, sir. My tongue isn't quick or slick, sir. I get all these ticks and clocks and sir mixed up with the chicks and talks, sir. I can't do it, Mr. Fox, sir. I'm so sorry, Mr. Knox, sir. Here's an easy game to play. Here's an easy thing to say. New socks, two socks. Who socks, who socks? Bam! What? Who sews who socks? Who sews who socks? What? Who sews whose socks? Who sews whose socks? Who sees whose new socks, sir? You see Sue's not new socks, sir. That's not easy, Mr. Fox, sir. Slower. Okay, somebody wants me to go faster, and other people want me to go slower. Who comes? Crow comes slowly. Slojo Crow comes. Suso's crow's close. Slojo crow's who's close. Suso's close. Okay. Faster. Who comes? Crow comes. Slojo crow comes. Suso's crow's close. Suso's crow's close. Slojo crow close. Who's close? Who's close? Why you keep turning me back to back? Suso socks of fox and socks now. Slojo crow sews knocks and box now. Suso socks of fox and socks now. Slojo crow sews knocks and box now. Okay, happy. Suso's rose on Slojo's crow's clothes socks. Sews hose on Slojo crow's nose. Hose gross rose gross nose. Hose gross some crows rose gross some. Oh my god! I finally understand what that paragraph said after about 4 times of reading this book. Suso's rose on Slojo's crow's clothes. Fox sews hose on Slojo's crow's nose. Hose goes, rose grows, nose hose goes some. Crows rose grows some! Mr. Fox, I hate this game, sir. This game makes my tongue quite lame, sir. Mr. Knox, sir, what a shame, sir. We'll find something new to do now. We'll find something new to do now. Here's lots of new blue goo now. New goo, blue goo, gooey goo. Oh, wait. We'll find something new to do now. Here's lots of new blue goo now. New goo, blue goo, gooey gooey, blue goo, new goo, gluey gooey. Gooey goo for chewy chewing. That's what the goo goose is doing. Do you choose to chew goo too, sir? If sir, you sir choose to chew, sir. With the goo goose chew, sir, do, sir. I think I skipped some words. Gooey goo for chewy chewing. That's what that goo goose is doing. Do you choose to chew goo too, sir? If sir, you sir choose to chew, sir. With the goo goose chew, sir, do, sir. Okay. Mr. Fox, sir, I won't do it, sir. Wait. Mr. Fox, sir, I won't do it. I can't say it. I won't chew it. Well, sir. Wait. Mr. Fox, sir, I won't... Mr. Fox, sir, I won't do it. I can't say it. I won't chew it. Very well, sir. Step this way. We'll find another game to play. Bim comes, bin comes. Bim brings, bin boom. Bin brings, bin broom. Bin bims, bin bims, bins broom. Bim bins, bins broom. Bin bins, bin bins. Bins, bim, broom bakes. Bims, bint, broom breaks. Sorry, I could not do that last part. Faster. Bins band, bim bands, pig. Bins band, bims band, big bands, pig bands. Bim and bin lead bands with brooms. Bins band bangs and bins band brooms. Pig band, boom band, big band, broom band. My poor mouth can't say that. No, sir, my poor mouth is much too slow, sir. Well, then bring your mouth this way. We'll find it something it can say. Luke Lux likes lakes. Luke Lux likes lakes. Luke Luck licks lakes. Luke Duck licks lakes. Duck takes licks and lakes like Luke Luck likes. Luke Luck takes licks and lakes Duck likes. I can't believe such blubber blubber. My tongue isn't made of rummer. Mr. Knox, now, come now. Come now, you don't have to be so dumb now. What? That fox just called me dumb. Try to say this, Mr. Knox, please. Through 3 cheese trees, through 3 cheese trees, 3 fleas flew. While these fleas flew, Freezy Breeze flew. Freezy Breeze made these 3 trees breathe. Okay, wait. Through 3 cheese trees, these... Through 3 cheese trees, these... 3... I hate this one. Through 3 cheese trees, 3 free fleas flew. While these fleas flew, Freezy Breeze blew. Freezy Breeze made these 3 trees freeze. Freezy trees made these trees cheese freeze. That's what made these Please sneeze. Oh my god. Stop it, stop it. That's enough, sir. I can't say such silly stuff, sir. Very well then, Mr. Knox, sir. Let's have a little talk about Tweedle Beetles. Yay. What do you know about Tweedle Beetles? Well, when Tweedle Beetles fight, it's called a Tweedle Beetle battle, and when they battle in a puddle, it's a Tweedle Beetle puddle battle, and when Tweedle Beetles paddle, why do I keep saying paddle? And when Tweedle Beetles battle with paddles in a puddle, they call it a Tweedle Beetle paddle battle. And I'm going as fast as I can. When beetles battle beetles in a paddle battle, and the beetle battle puddle is in a puddle in a bottle, they call this a Tweedle Beetle paddle battle, and When beetles fight these battles in a bottle with their paddles in the bottles and a poodle and the poodle's eating noodles, they call this a muddled puddle tweedled poodle beetle noodle bottle paddle. And now wait a minute, Mr. Fox. When a fox is in a bottle where the Tweedle Beetles battle with their paddles in a puddle on a noodle-eating poodle, this is what they call a Tweedle Beetle noodle poodle bottled paddled muddled waddled and waddled fox and socks. Fox and socks, our game is done, sir. Thank you for a lot of fun, sir. Now, is your tongue numb? No. Okay. You guys are free to go now. I won't torture you with my horrible reading skills. And next time we'll get Angel to read Oh Say Can You Say and Fox and Socks.